now. Got a lot of guys. And when you combine that with tough practices and a legendary coach like Coach Reed and someone who knows how to set us up, you get a tough team that mentally and physically, a team that's able to withstand. You talk about 21 games of regular season and postseason play. That's three, and then 3 more games in the preseason. It's a long season. You got to have gritty guys to make it through.
Do you think the qualities that come from that most are kind of resilience or fire or motivation? What do you think that collective mindset becomes?
Maybe just relentless. I think back to this past week at the AFC Championship game, and Coach Reed goes to give his little message right before we go back on the field, and Travis just stops him in his tracks and just starts screaming. I don't even know what he was saying, but we got fire, man, and guys, the relentless hunger to win is very evident. And it's special because we have guys who have won in the past, and there's not a lick of complacency. When you win and you have success, complacency can creep in, but I haven't felt that. This being my first year here, I haven't felt that with this group.
You mentioned Travis. Can you tell me what kind of a leader he has been? Because he mentioned leadership too.
He leads in a lot of different ways. He leads through his play, making big plays when our team needs it. He's accountable. He leads with his words. In moments when we need, maybe we're not in line, maybe we're not executing the right way, he'll be one of the first guys to speak up. And he leads through his actions. I mean, a small thing like getting the entire team custom headphones before we left for this trip. Leads through his generosity. He's just a great guy, great player. From Travis? There's a lot of things. I think one is just the competitive stamina required to be a champion in this league. He's a guy who has played a lot of years, a lot of football. Doesn't look for days off, doesn't look for reps off. Padded practice in the heat of July, August at Missouri Western. He's not looking to get a pass. He's looking to be out there. He's looking to get the reps. And I think the competitive stamina would probably be one of the things I've taken from him most. He knows how to win. At the end of the day, winning is all that matters to Coach Reed on the football field. He cares about us and our personal development, but the stats, all the game balls we've given him for breaking records, he just kind of shrugs that stuff off. At the end of the day, winning is what matters in this organization, and he finds ways to win. It may not be the prettiest. It may not be the way he thought it would be at the beginning of the season, but he's able to adjust on the fly and find ways to win games. Every game is different. You have to win different ways in this league, and I think he does a tremendous job of figuring out those ways week to week. I didn't realize he was such a man of few words. He says so little yet says so much, and his team meetings crack me up. They're like literally 30 seconds, a minute, and we're off and running. He's a very routine man, a man who's found a way to get things done in this league and has stuck to it. He's a man of principle, and I've really enjoyed playing for him. You need a great support system to make it in this league. I have that in my wife Jackie, and in my children, and in my family. We've met a lot of good friends in this league. The NFL is tough. Professional sports are tough in general. Really hard on your family. You're gone. We've been gone 4 weeks now in the postseason.
get out there in front of these international fan bases. Like I said, I think it puts us in everyone's living room as a person instead of just a football player with a helmet on, and it's just it gives people a better understanding of what we stand for as players and as people, and I just can't thank the NFL enough for realizing that and giving us those platforms.
When you look back over the last 10 years or so, and back to when you were doing reality TV and things like that, how much have you grown, or how have you grown as a person since then?
I've realized not to dive back into reality TV. I did that thing once, I don't want to do it again.
Are you a different guy now than back then?
Yeah, I feel like I've grown a lot, both on the field and off the field. Just maturing, making better decisions for my professional career, making better decisions on maybe how I'm being perceived.
Travis was talking to Tom Belgian last night about the tight end group, and just what that group is like camaraderie-wise. What has that group meant to you during this season?
Man, I'll tell you what, the tight end room is always a special room. We got unique individuals. Typically, everybody's found the tight end room. The tight end room finds you. You don't find the tight end room, and it brings us all in there. And the group we got right now is we enjoy coming into work every single day, bouncing ideas off of each other, making jokes about everything, really bringing just the juice that you need to have to grind through the 20-plus weeks that are a full football season. And this group's been special, and it's definitely been one of my favorite years for sure. I mean, you'll see something that happens on film or in practice, in game film, and you'll just kind of just bounce ideas off of each other and see, if I would have ran it like this, would I have gotten open? If I would have made this kind of footwork, or if I would have anticipated them to shed the block late, whatever it is. It's just football talk that, and when you bounce ideas off of each other, you kind of find a common ground on how to get things done. I can't tell you the secret formula, man. I can't tell you the secret formula. We got a lot of guys focused on the task at hand, and it just takes an overall group for plays like that to really get going. I'm an old dog when it comes to stuff like that, man. If you want to put a chip on me, all right, man. I'm just gonna go out here and play football.
Asked this question to Coach Reed, and she laughed a little bit about it. Question from Germany, by the way. So there's been Republican conspiracies about you and Taylor Swift. That actually there's a secret help you guys re-electing President Biden. What do you say about those?
I don't know anything about it.
Travis, considering you always been against the games, what do you think about Taylor Swift rocking a vintage watch as a choker at the Grammys? What do you think about Taylor Swift rocking a vintage watch as a choker at the Grammys?
Oh, that was fresh. I like that. It's all about the accessories when you go to an award show like that. She killed it.
How is your style different when you dress for date nights versus games?
That's a great question. I don't know if I've ever actually put thought into that. I think games is like more of like an event. So I'll get dressed for an event, and then the date night, depending on where you're going, it's just a pizzeria. You want to be comfortable. If it's a movie night or something, you want to be comfortable. So it's not as flashy, I guess.
Travis, you were talking about Mexico, the experience you had over there. I just wanted to know the first three things that come to your mind when you hear the word Mexico.
Well, my experience down in Mexico playing in front of Mexico City was an amazing experience. The food is absolutely amazing. The fan bases down there are unbelievable. The energy they bring during the games were absolutely legendary. I remember that forever. And then I love tequila, so tequila.
And the second one, you were trending in Mexico yesterday because they saw you sign the Club America jersey, the Eagles. But people is wondering, what do you actually know about the club, or why do you support them?
Well, I'm not going to lie. I like the colors, and I like the jersey off of Nike. But I realized when I went down to Mexico City and played down there that was their team, and I was playing in their stadium. So it was cool to, kind of have everything come together just naturally like that. So I don't know too much about the organization, but I do know that they got my support for sure. Congratulations again.
Travis, is there anything that you draw from Taylor in terms of the preparation that a high level has to do to get ready to whether it's play football, put on a concert, anything like that?
Well, she's as much of a professional as anybody I've ever met, and she just has a desire and a love for what she does. You can tell in how she creates things, how she kind of like strategically goes about her career. You can tell she loves every single bit of it. So I just take that and know that, you know, when I come into the building every single day and I show everybody how much I love it by how I work, you know, that's a lot. That's respected very much.
Do you find that there was more in common between the two of you that way than you might have thought before you met her?
I guess so. Yeah, she's played in every stadium I've played in. That's for sure.
What's your favorite Usher song?
Oh man, you can't. Usher. There's so many of them. You can't just pick one. It's like asking what your favorite movie is. Just the whole Confessions album. That was my favorite album when I think I was in 8th grade. I was in middle school when that album came out, and it was one of the first CDs that I had ever got. And I put it on my iPad that had the y'all don't. I'm too old for that.
Kids these days to play multiple sports.
Steve, you know me, man. I'm all for everybody playing every sport possible. I played football, basketball, baseball, hockey, lacrosse, soccer. I had a tennis racket in the garage, waiting if I ever needed it. Playing roller hockey, you know, anything you can get out of the house and build chemistry with somebody. You know, whether it's a team aspect, whether it's competing at something, I'm all here for it, man. And I definitely take certain things from all the sports that I played growing up that have made me the player that I am today.
If folks in your hometown look up to you, what's it mean for you to be a homebred legend?
Woo! Cleveland Heights, Ohio, man. I got all the pride, man. I still love Cleveland Heights to this day for what that community was for me and still is for me. And the football team had an unbelievable year this year. Shout out to the Heights football, Heights High, baby. And it's just it's been beautiful to see, you know, the kids from that area look at me and Jason in a certain way as motivation, because I looked at guys growing up like that in the Heights area, and it's just you know, everything that I do is because of the beautiful city of Cleveland Heights. I mean, there's a lot of things. Obviously, the wins, the competitiveness, but I see it every single day. How his mentality and his ability to lead, man, in this industry. It's not easy to get a bunch of grown men to rally behind you, and you just got to be a special individual to do that. I think his ability to do that is at a Hall of Fame level.
Do you think he loves this game too much to walk away from it if he wins this Super Bowl?
I think he's got a lot of years left. Yeah.
So you'd be surprised if he.
Yeah. I'd be surprised as anybody else.
I'm a local guy, man. I work for NBC here in Vegas, man. As far as the Super Bowl being here, the spectacle of it, so far, what have you thought of it?
I mean, that was the biggest opening ceremony I've ever been to. Vegas does the shows like nobody else in the world, man. So we're excited to be here. Obviously, Lake Las Vegas has been absolutely wonderful to us. The Raiders and everybody in the Raiders facility has been absolutely wonderful to us, and making sure that we feel at home. And it's just been very appreciative, and we're excited to get out here in front of this Vegas fan base and hopefully have a legendary game where they can remember.
Is Andy different behind the scenes? Is Andy different behind the scenes than he is?
He doesn't switch it up, man. He knows one way, and that's being himself, and that's why we love him, man. And that goes along with being that leader. You know, he never falls away from, you know, being himself. He's always going to be true to. He's always going to be real to who he is.
What is his motivational style? Would you say?
To challenge you. His motivation is to put a challenge right on the table, say this is what we got to do, this is what I need you to do, and how are you going to figure it out? And I'm challenging you to do that. That's motivation enough for me.
One of your teammates says you guys don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah, we don't want to disappoint him. We don't want to, you know, let him down in terms of what he's challenging the team to do and the expectations that we hold for ourselves, for sure.
And Travis, with your relationship with your big brother, with me and my brother are best friends as well.
The team and having our backs against the walls in a lot of situations and finding a way to still win. You know, so overcoming adversity, having the hardest gauntlet in the NFL up to this point to make it to the Super Bowl, battling through the number 1 team, number 1, 2, and number 3 rated offenses, top 2 out of the 3 defenses on the way here, and to still be at where we're at. It's just a special story, and it's one that we want to have a Cinderella ending to.
Just a question from the
the sports zone and the American football community in Belgium. It happens quite often with layoffs that the deepest safety got beaten by a wide receiver.
I get to go home and know that they're going to have that smile and cheer me up every day.
Foremost, congratulations on making it to yet another Super Bowl. But for the loving game of football, what is your why?
Yeah, my why is my kids now. I mean, just to be able to show them that dad can achieve his dream because he's worked hard every single day for that. I hope that inspires them to go out there and achieve whatever dream they have growing as they grow up. And so I'll try to be that role model every day.
Year. Playing with you has been making you easier, but also motivating you in a bigger way, and especially in Super Bowl.
I mean, Isaiah Pacheco, if you can't watch that guy run and not gather motivation and energy, there's something wrong with you, man. He every single day he brings the right mentality. You can tell he loves this game. He loves to be accountable for the ones next to him, and he'll do anything he can to find a way to win, and that's why we love him.
You rank that family support, Jason, Moms, Taylor?
Nah, I just put it in one group, man. My go-to pregame meal, either French toast, bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I might sneak a waffle in or something like that and switch it up every now and then.
When you came out of college, you had a wild child reputation. Did Andy sit you down and explain to you what is expected?
More than once. He for sure did, and I love him for it. He helped me grow as a man, as an individual, both professionally and off the field. And it's just been fun growing in this offense and in this organization with him, and kind of being here from the jump.
What was the first thing you remember him telling you?
The first thing I actually remember him telling me once I got on the field or in the organization and everything is that he brought me into his office and he let me know that the sense of urgency to play was right now. I need you now. I need you to be focused. I need you to be a professional. I need you to grow up and be this guy that we think you can be. And that set the tone. Those challenges that I was just telling you, that kind of set the tone of like, all right, he sees greatness in it. If he sees that, I would be silly not to try and exceed those expectations, or at least meet those expectations that he has.
Travis, you've had an extremely successful career as tight end. What's your biggest motivation?
Our biggest motivation, Cleveland Heights, Ohio, baby. I love the Heights to death. It's a melting pot of unbelievable people, cultures, and just a family atmosphere, and everything that I do is for the Heights.
What's going to be the biggest difference for you from last Super Bowl to this Super Bowl?
What's that?
What's going to be the biggest difference for you from last Super Bowl to this Super Bowl?
Last year I was going up against my brother Jason Kelsey. This year I'm going up against my brother George Kittle.
Travis, what is the specific way that your family has impacted you this season?
I would say me and my brother, ever since we started doing this podcast, man, we get 2 to 3 hours every Tuesday to sit down and just be brothers and be family. And that kind of like pull away from what our realities are. We might be talking about our games, but at the end of the day, it feels like I'm going back to the dinner table in my home growing up in Cleveland, and kind of that recharge every single week is, and especially when the things aren't going your way and you're kind of going through some ups and downs at work, that time away from what reality is everything, man. So.
Last one, guys. Last one.
Yourself this time, and to teach the younger players who haven't been on the stage yet.
Jimmy Johnson came in and had an unbelievable quote my first year in the Super Bowl, and it was, "Don't let this game be bigger than what it is." He mentioned, think about a 2x4 on the ground, and if you ask somebody to walk that 2x4, they'll just jump on it. If you got any type of balance in this world, you'll be able to just walk it. You put it 20 feet in the air, all of a sudden, nobody feels as comfortable walking on that board, and all it is the same thing, just heightened up and put on the ceiling. It's just trying not to make this game bigger than what it is. At the end of the day, the lights are the brightest it's ever been. This stage is this game is going to be seen by more people than you've ever been on the field playing in front of, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful experience. So don't make it more than what it is, and at the same time, go out there and be happy and be prideful playing in front of the weekend. Have a good one, guys.